Welcome to the Agility in Real Life podcast, Take 5 in Real Life. Now your hosts, Mike Studeman, Jeff Lee, and Pat Campbell.
Hello, welcome back to Take 5 IRL, Take 5 in Real Life. I'm Mike Studeman. I'm one of the partners at Agility IRL, and we have the entire cohort with us here from a partnership level at our company. I'm joined by Jeff Lee. Good morning, Jeff. How are you?
Good morning. I am not annoyed, even though our episode is really around that, or maybe some other colorful words you're going to introduce to our audience. So, looking forward to unloading just a little bit today.
Yeah, I am as well, and also not annoyed, I hope, is our third partner, Pat Campbell. Pat, how are you?
I'm good, just thawing out here in the frozen wasteland of 1 degree Minnesota, but enjoying it nevertheless, being with you guys today.
Yeah, so we're kicking off a new kind of podcast series here with this episode. And I'm going to warn all the parents out there. We have a big population of working parents that listen to this podcast, I'm sure. There will be some rough language in here. This podcast is entitled Shit That Annoys Us about Agile and the Agile community. So the impetus for this series is really just some rants that Pat, Jeff, and I have had towards each other, not about each other, although that might be a good podcast too, about various topics that come up in the Agile community. So the way the episode's going to be structured is each of us is going to have an opportunity to share one thing that annoys him about Agile, the Agile community in general. The other two will offer their opinion, and we'll talk about what to do instead. So, we drew lots prior to this episode, and Jeff won the drawing. So, Jeff, your shit that annoys you about the Agile community gets to go first. What's our topic today, sir?
Our topic is LinkedIn. And what things that annoy us. Not LinkedIn's a great platform. We
Big topic.
use it in a lot of good ways. But there's some shit that annoys me out there, which, our audience, you might not get the same feed I do in terms of just Agile things in general. But I'm often see posts around how Agile is dead. And proof that Agile is dead. Oh, and by the way, buy my related thing. It usually is part of that. But what I usually see about Agile is dead is people will describe really bad practices, right? 30-minute stand-ups that are real status meetings every day. Retrospectives that are just bitch sessions, like a variety of things that are just really bad practices. And people use this as evidence that Agile is terrible and doesn't work. And then again, they usually transition into why their own formula for working and here's how to reach out to me for business is a better way of doing that. So yeah, that's some shit that annoys me.
Yeah, it annoys me as well. I don't like when people haven't done their homework. So 30-minute stand-ups, Agile is bad. Well, Agile says nothing about stand-ups. Do your homework. Do your homework would be my response there. Pat, what are first of all, Pat, annoyed, not annoyed by those types of posts?
Yeah, I'm somewhat annoyed, and I kind of look at it from a little bit different perspective as well. I think in terms of the training and consulting side of things, there has been a slowdown, but I don't think it's because it's dead. I think besides Jeff's reasons and yours, I also think that people are starting to get smarter about Agile and looking at it in terms of outcomes versus output. And how is it going to impact my business in my marketplace? Not just we have to do Agile because everyone's doing Agile. And when that switch flipped, I think people started talking about, oh, it's dead. No, it's gone vertical.
Yeah, it's endemic. It's part of the DNA of organizations now to do things in agile ways. And sometimes when people go back to bad practices and think that that's how you do it, they're missing the total point, right? They're missing that focus on outcomes. They're missing the philosophy behind it, as Mike referred to.
Well,
Yeah,
and I mean, when you say it's, first of all, agree with both of you. The Jeff, when you said, Agile is really endemic, that was the goal all along. Alistair Coburn, one of the gentlemen that wrote the manifesto, gave a presentation at a conference I attended once where he said the whole goal of this is to eventually make Agile just the way that we do things. It's no longer this separate thing. And so maybe we're starting to see that move. But back to the annoying part of it, I probably get, I don't know, Jeff, your and I feeds are not the same. I'm fairly certain, but probably 10 posts a week around Agile is dead, and most of the description is not anything related to Agile. It's just bad practice.
Mhm.
So I go
I would
back to
argue,
do your homework. Do your homework.
I would even argue that in some cases, even with good practice, when it's not tied to a business reason or a business outcome, then you end up in the same place.
Yeah, doing Agile, that, the Agile theater, right? We do the events, we
Hmm.
do the mechanisms, but we don't know why we do them other than the fact that we do them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there's one line in the PSM, the Professional Scrum Master class, that talking about the Scrum values and how Scrum Masters can always fall back on the Scrum values for context, right? There are 5 Scrum values, and rather than go looking for what is the rule that, Agile tells me to do in this scenario, there aren't any. Go look at the values and how do we make a decision that is aligned with those Scrum values.
Yeah, and that's where I think a lot of people forget that it's not going to give you, Scrum in particular is not going to give you rules. You have to know how to play the game within the spirit of the rules that are there.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
that requires judgment, that requires ownership on the part of the person playing the game. So, Jeff, do you feel better getting that shit that annoys you off your chest?
I do feel much better. I'm hoping that we get some comments on this as well, for people like, do you see this kind of stuff in your feeds? Do you have other things related to some of these, really what I would think of as either uninformed or underinformed or potentially disingenuous comments about, bashing Agile, when it's really not describing good Agile practices?
Yeah, I would second the call for comments. In fact, to our subscribers, our listeners, let us know in the comments shit that annoys you. We'd be happy to comment on those things or compare them to our list. But I think, gentlemen, our subscribers can look forward to a few more rants as we continue this podcast theory. Pat, Jeff, any final thoughts before we wrap up this episode?
I can't wait to see those cards and letters coming in.
Yeah, we have no shortage of ideas here, but definitely looking for other comments from people as well. Might be a potential future focus for us.
Well, I appreciate Jeff, you having the opportunity to get that off your chest. Hopefully, it was good for your mental health. Pat, appreciate the comments as always, and looking forward to the next episode. Thanks, gentlemen. Have a great day.
Thanks all.
Indeed. See you soon.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Take 5 IRL podcast. If you like it, please go ahead and share it with someone, as well as like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Also, leave us a comment or a suggestion for a future episode. Again, thanks for listening, and we look forward to you joining us next time on the Take 5 IRL podcast.